The curtains have risen at Ford's Theater, and John Wilkes Booth is face to face with Abraham Lincoln. What happens next is entertainment? Welcome to American Esoterica. If history class gives you the fettuccine, this is the Alfredo sauce, the essential stuff in between, the personalities, events, and other ephemera that shape our history and culture. I'm Brian Powers. Abraham Lincoln loved the theater. Even as a young attorney and newly elected city board member in Springfield, Illinois in 1839, he allegedly acted on behalf of the owner of a local theater facing a prohibitive licensing ordinance. Speaking out against the ordinance, which had been brought on by a bout of religious fervor that considered theater to be the devil's workshop, Lincoln traced the origins of the very institution itself from the ancient Greek poet Thespis up through Shakespeare and beyond. His deft speech effectively killed the ordinance, saving the theater and the livelihood of its owner. His love for theater is well established long before his presidency, so it wasn't out of the ordinary when he wound up face-to-face with John Wilkes Booth one night at the Ford Theater. It was November 9th, 1863, and the play was The Marble Heart, a melodrama with Booth as the villain Raphael, a Greek sculptor who can make marble statues come to life. At one point, Booth allegedly delivered a fierce line of dialogue in character while shaking his finger and glaring at Lincoln. When he had done this a third time, his guest, a Kentuckian and future suffragette leader Mary Barclay, remarked, "Mr. Lincoln, he looks as if he meant that for you." His reply, "Well, he does look pretty sharp at me, doesn't he?" Thomas Tad Lincoln happened to be attending with his father, and he and another boy were thrilled by Booth's performance, so much so that they snuck backstage during an act break to meet the actor. Supposedly, even knowing the identity of the boy, Booth was cordial with the kids and even gave Tad a rose. The boys were starstruck by their encounter with the famous actor. Even Lincoln himself was supposedly engrossed enough by Booth's performance to invite him to the White House, an invitation that was never accepted, if it even happened. The idea that Booth would pass up a chance to get close to the man he regarded as a tyrant does seem pretty far-fetched. For instance, just over a year later, Booth attended Lincoln's second inauguration and bragged that he had been close enough to have committed murder at near point-blank range. Booth's original attempt on Lincoln was a kidnapping, and once again, it was the president's love of theater that nearly did him in. Booth and his conspirators hid alongside the road to a theater where Lincoln was set to attend a play put on as a fundraiser for wounded troops, but a last-minute change of plans thwarted the would-be kidnappers. But we need to talk about one of Booth's friends, a fellow thespian named Joseph Jefferson III. Jefferson was a member of an acting troupe run by a British actress named Laura Keene. Keene had put on the comedy Our American Cousin in New York, and Jefferson originated the role of the titular American cousin, Asa Trenchard. It's Asa who delivers the line, "I know enough to turn you inside out, old gal, you sock-dollar-jazzing old man-trap." And it's that uproarious line that John Wilkes Booth waited to hear so that the laughter would cover the sound of his gun and buy him time to escape. Joseph Jefferson wasn't playing the role that night, however. He had briefly left the company for the role of a lifetime in London, and he was out of the country. When he learned the news, he was heartbroken. His fellow actor and friend had killed Abraham Lincoln, which carried a deeper heartache. You see, to the country, Lincoln was the president. But to Joseph Jefferson III, however, he would always be the man who, allegedly, in 1839, stood up for his father, a theater owner back in Springfield, Illinois. This has been American Esoterica. All sounds were made by me, Brian Powers. Did I get it wrong? Did I get it right? Just want to point out that this is only the second episode that features Lincoln in over a year? Drop me a note. The address is yell@americanesoterica.com. More information on the show and its episodes can be found at americanesoterica.com. Thank you for listening, and God bless America.